Good morning, YouTube. Well, might be good morning for some of you, good afternoon, or good evening for some others, but just wanted to thank everybody that's watching this video, and I hope you see it all the way through. A couple months back, I went ahead and made a review of my 2015 F-150 XLT Sport with a 2.7 liter EcoBoost. Well, I didn't get to the 2 years owning the truck. I love the truck. It was an amazing, reliable, considering the size of the truck, a rather economical truck, averaging 21 miles to the gallon combined highway and city. So for a half-ton truck that fits 5 passengers, that was pretty impressive. But I've made a switch, and those that might not know me, you know that every couple of years I do switch vehicles. I absolutely love trucks, and but you know, every once in a while, you know, you want to go back to a car. So I've made the switch to the new Honda Civic, and it is a remarkable, compact, medium-sized car. I've been incredibly happy with it. As you can see, it is pretty much brand new, and it only have not even 500 miles on it. I got it just about 10 days ago, and at El Paso Honda, we were able to get a pretty good deal. And part of the reason that my wife and I, and even my parents, I brought it up to them, part of the reason why I decided to switch from the truck back into a Civic. This is actually the 5th Civic that I've actually owned. My very first car was an 81 Honda Civic. I was still in high school and working my summer job, and I traveled to Colorado, to Denver, Colorado, where I have family, and we somehow had the belief that you could find better cars over there, and we sure did. And it was a stick shift, 5-speed, carbureted engine, 4-cylinder. I can't remember what size of the engine it was, but it was fun. It was economical. I took that thing off-roading. Yes, I know. It was a little 2-door hatchback, and just a very reliable little car until the transmission gave out, which I probably am to blame, because I thought it was a race car and it was my first car. So now I fast forward a few years. When my brother passed away, he had a 96 Honda Civic, and about 6 months after he passed away, my parents said, why don't you use this car? And it had a significant emotional value to me. I love the car. It was a 96 EX automatic. It was right on the everybody was talking about the Fast and the Furious movie, so he did an exhaust and a few other things that you know, they were fun for him, and they were fun for me as well. It was a loud car, not the kind of car that, you know, you want to keep for a very long time. And so when I had my first job after graduating from college, I got myself a brand new Honda Civic. It was a 2006 Honda Civic. My brother's was a 96. And I loved that car until I was rear-ended. After being rear-ended, I saw the work they had done to it. I knew that they were gonna go ahead and deduct quite a bit of the value because of the accident, and I just wasn't happy with it. Very rarely, it was one of the first cars that came out of the assembly plant, made it into a dealer, and it had some suspension problems in the rear. It used to make a weird sound, but long story short, I ended up trading that for a Honda Element, and I had that for several years. It was a very reliable little SUV. Unfortunately, it was terrible, horrible actually. terms of miles to the gallon, those that may have owned one of those Honda Elements will know what I'm talking about. It was used primarily for the city. It's a very heavy vehicle. It has a 2.5 liter engine, 4-cylinder, but it's an all-wheel drive, engaged all the time. So I was only averaging about maybe 14-15 miles to the gallon. It was just not very good. But anyway, so that was my third Civic. Then fast forward some time, and I went ahead and purchased when the redesigned Civic came in 2012. And that was probably the one Civic that I liked the least of all the Civics that I had owned at that point. It's a 4-door LX, and it was decently equipped. I had my first F-150, and I had been hard, so I needed to go into a more economical, less flashy vehicle, as I was having to travel quite frequently into Mexico. Not travel, but crossing to Mexico. So I thought that was the best thing to do. And interestingly, after I purchased that vehicle, I stopped going to Mexico, and so that was for the best. But I had that 2012 Honda Civic, and I really was not very impressed. There were just a lot of quirks about it. The paint, the quality that it was made inside. And then on 13, when the new one came out, Honda, I guess, realized all the mistakes that they had made, and they went ahead and gave it a pretty good overhaul, you know, to the appearance and the interior materials, everything else. And I was really disappointed that I had one of those first models. Again, I like to be first adopters, and I ended up paying the consequences. But so I went back into an F-150. At that point, that was my second F-150. You can see a pattern, I guess, F-150s and Civics. After that F-150, I had a Focus, and then I had a Mustang, and then back into an F-150. And this past summer, my wife and I purchased a 2015 Ford Mustang convertible. That is our weekend car. That is our baby vehicle, and we just love that car. My wife and I just went to Ruidoso about 10 days ago to celebrate our first year wedding anniversary. So just a great car. But anyway, going back into this car, just very impressed thus far. You're gonna see that there are a ton of reviews online. This car has been out for less than a year, so you're going to find just a very large number of reviews online where they talk about the exterior, the interior. For me, when I do a review, you guys know, those that are my subscribers on YouTube, I don't do it for money. I don't monetize my videos. I just do it because I like it and to be helpful and to give you a fair and honest review. Thus far, this car has been quite the change. It's got the Cvt transmission. I had never owned a Cvt transmission in the past, and I thought it was gonna take me a while to get used to, but you know what? I really have not struggled one bit. I guess after a while, you just get used to not feeling the shifts of the transmission, you know, when you have an automatic transmission. And I really like it. It's actually very smooth. This is a remarkable small engine from Honda. It's only a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. I don't feel any lag on it, and I've had turbos in the past. I had the 2015 Ford Mustang EcoBoost. That was a fast car. And then prior to that, I had the Ford Focus ST, also with a turbo. And this car, you know, obviously it's not as fast as those vehicles, but it's very smooth. It's certainly smoother in terms of, and I guess it has a lot to do with the CVT, because instead of using your conventional 6-speed transmission, either automatic or standard or manual shift, you're able to stay right at the point where the engine is the most efficient, if that's what you want. Right now it's averaging 27.7 miles to the gallon at about 80 miles per hour. And so just to get an idea, I mean, that's pretty good. And with the F-150 or with past cars, it's been considerably lower than that. Now, on the Mustang, my wife and I, 10 days ago that we went to Ruidoso, just about 2 hours away from our home, I was averaging right about 27 miles to the gallon. It is a V6, so pretty impressed, to be honest with you. Mind you, our road was a straight line, not with as many hills and no wind resistance, but thus far that Mustang's been really good, and I'll do a review on that car later on. So like I was saying, you know, there are a lot of reviews on this car on YouTube, and so I didn't want to go ahead and talk too much about what everyone's already been speaking about for several months. I'm getting closer to this vehicle in front of me, and this is one of the things that I've been really impressed with this vehicle. So it's got the lane detection. I have it off right now. It's a little awkward at points because it shows you you feel a little tug, a little pull on the steering wheel when you're getting you know, off the center, where you're getting close to the outside, to the actual painted lines on the road. Right now, as you can see, my speed is set at 81, and I'm only going 79 because it has that speed control, you know, adaptive cruise control, where it keeps a safe distance to the car in front of me, so the car automatically adjusts the speed to keep that safe distance with the car in front of me. And I can actually change, as you can see right there, look, that turns on, and those are the lanes on the side. I can turn that back off, and then you can actually set the distance. You know, like right there, I put a higher distance, so it's giving me more distance between the cars, or I can go ahead and make it closer. So I'm really impressed about that. I think that's really cool, especially when you're not paying attention on the road, and you just need to adjust your speed to a safe speed. So that's really, really cool. I really like that. The other thing that I really like about this car is the sound system. You know, I've had cars with premium sound. This car is equipped with 8 speakers. It's got 4 tweeters, and then 4 on the door panels. I would say probably 5 1/4 inch speakers, but and then on the back, on the trunk, it's got a small subwoofer. And again, you know, for factory radio, I have been incredibly impressed. Probably one of the best sounding factory radios I've had. I've had the Shaker from Ford before, which was also pretty good, and it had the tweeters on the pillars and so on and so forth, but none really have been as good as this one. Just really impressed. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this car. I'm gonna set my cruise control to 85, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass this car just so that I can concentrate more on the video and just pass this black Suburban right next to us. But anyway, going back to the video, last time that I did an update to my Ford F-150, my 2015 F-150, it was actually as I was traveling out of town for work, and I just feel that it's a time when you can go ahead and do that, show the person. Again, a lot of folks on the internet, they go ahead and do videos, but it's more focused on other things. Now, the other thing that I really like, it's got this camera on that side, on my right side view mirror. So when I turn left, when I turn on the left signal, it automatically does that. That is really cool. I did not know I have it until I test drove this vehicle, and I can turn it on and off at will, and without actually having my blinker on. Right now I don't have the blinker. When I have the blinker, it automatically does that. I like that. It has the lines where it tells you where it's safe to pass, where it's too close, don't pass if the other car is there, or the orange lines, you know, where it's telling you that it's closed, but it is now safe. So right now, there is a truck approaching. I'm going to go ahead and pass this vehicle, and I'll be able to demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and after we pass these two trucks, I'm going to go ahead and put my right turn signal so that you are able to see exactly what I see on the screen. You know, it's got that camera, and then it's got the regular backup camera, and then it's got the lane detection, and then it's got the cruise control that adjusts to the speed of the car in front of you. So I'm going to go ahead and put my right turn signal, as you can see right there. So I wait till the last orange line, and then at that point I am able to make the switch. So yeah, really cool. I really like that. Just to wrap up this video, I got the leather interior. It's really cool. It's got this really nice finish. It reminds me of the Mustang that has the carbon fiber finish. It's got the large touch screen. It's got Apple Play. It's got Android. It's got Bluetooth. I have my USB connected to it with a ton of music. It's got XM. It's got FM HD, and with a little bit more info. This button's really cool. That button's actually white, and then when you turn on the car, it turns red. I'm able to turn on the engine from outside. I usually do that for 30 seconds to a minute just to make sure that the fluids inside the engine, you know, protected correctly before I start going. Just pretty impressed thus far. You know, the MPGs are going up a little bit right there. So yeah, overall, just really impressed with this little car. It's very nimble. When you drop it into sport mode, it shifts the programming of the computer to make the most use of the power band of the engine and the transmission. So it just keeps you right there where it's gonna be most efficient. So never thought I would own a CVT. I've heard a lot of different points of view on them, and now that I own one, I actually kind of dig it. It did take, like I said, a little while to get used to it, and then after a while it was just like, okay, it is what it is, and I actually enjoy it, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, so feel free to drop any comments, any questions. I know there's a lot of things about this car that are out there, but maybe you have something in particular you'd like to ask, and I'll be more than glad to let you know. Very comfy. It's got electronic adjustable seats. It's got the sunroof. I went ahead and polarized the windows, and it's got looks beautiful on the outside. I got that pearl blue gray color that Honda's using this year, and I really dig it. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Please feel free to subscribe and share my video, and I hope you enjoy it. I know it's a long one, but thank you to all of those that heard the whole thing. Take care, y'all. Bye bye.